Train Wreck of the Week.
This is the segment of the show where we talk about the IRS Train Wreck of the Week, where somebody came in and they had a big IRS problem, and I tell the story, and there's just always a happy ending. Because I do actually have control over the stories that I tell here on the show.
That's how we like it. That's how we like it.
And so this case is really cool. This was a gentleman who is a former lawyer, and he actually lives in San Francisco, California. And so we were talking about the fact that he owed about $142,978 to the IRS. And he's not working as a lawyer out there in California, but he had pretty high income. I mean, it would be a ripping income here in the Tampa Bay area, but I have lived in San Francisco in the past, and I knew it is a very expensive place to live. And so what we did something a little bit unusual with him. We actually went through his finances in great detail on the phone in the initial consultation, and we came to the conclusion that we thought we could get an offer and compromise done for him. An offer and compromise is where you make a deal with the IRS to settle for less, and it's based upon a relatively simple math equation that takes into account your assets and your monthly disposable income. And so in this case, what we did is we did a little bit of planning to reduce his monthly disposable income in an ethical and reasonable way, and we filed the offer and compromise. And I can't remember exactly how much we offered. It was probably in the $1,500 range, something along those lines. And like happens in lots of cases, what happened is the IRS took a long time to get back with us. So we filed the offer, and the great thing about filing an offer is the offer actually stops all adverse collection action from happening while the offer is pending. So there's no levies or anything like that. We were really worried he was going to have a wage levy in this case. We were worried. He works for the city and county of San Francisco. We were worried they were going to take his paycheck. So we got the offer prepared. We filed it. We ended up waiting about 6 or 8 months. And finally, I got the call from the IRS. And the gentleman had a long list of questions because in this case, we had like a trust involved and some other kind of more complex things. And long story short, like happens in many cases, the IRS came back to us and they said, well, we can't take your offer of $1,500, but we would be willing to recommend an offer of $11,500 or so in exchange for eliminating this basically $143,000 liability. Client was thrilled with that outcome. He's over the moon. He actually was able to convince his father to loan him that money. And for the first time in probably over a decade, he's going to be able to say he does not owe the IRS any money. It makes my heart just sing. I love cases like that, and it's just so great to help people like that. They're just really nice to have a great attitude.